Hey guys, Jake from Project Overlander here. We just completed this really big build on a Toyota Land Cruiser 78 Series Troopy, and we wanted to give you a run through some of the accessories that we've fitted that we think really make this the ultimate two-person tourer. So we'll start at the front, work our way through to the back, refit out, and we'll talk you through some of the things we've fitted. So starting at the front here, obviously we've got ARB bar work, tried and tested, ARB front winch bar, side rails and side steps, running a bush ranger winch as well. For our driving lights, we're running the Ultravision driving lights. They're an Australian made light, really good performance, and obviously trying to support Australian made products where possible is great as well. GME UHF fitted also. He does have a fair bit of engine work as well, which you might run through. He's got the full Safari RMAX package, so that's the ECU, clutch, and the Safari RMAX snorkel. You can add the Safari Turbo as well to really complete it, but it's basically that package to start with. Helps for a lot of reasons with the car. Obviously you do get a bit of a performance gain, but there's some other stuff that we'll talk you through afterwards with the Safari RMAX package as well. Moving down onto the side of the car here as well, obviously the biggest thing on this one is the headspace roof conversion. Obviously that adds a massive amount of flexibility with the car. Obviously when the roof's down, keeps all your weight down nice and low and keeps the weight of the vehicle down rather than running a fixed, aluminium hard shell rooftop tent. But obviously as a sleeping solution and during the day, having that bed platform in there lifted up offers a lot of living space if you're a full-time tourer. Sticking here as well, we've got the MaxTrax or the Project Overlander MaxTrax table. So this can hold 2 pairs of standard MaxTrax or the MaxTrax Extremes. Really easy to access the MaxTrax, and it also acts as a really good table when you're at camp as well. Paired next to that is our utility panel, which is all your fittings like your water in and out, your air compressor, and a solar in and out as well. So it's really easy to set up a quick camp kitchen here off the vehicle and not needing to use any other tables and stuff to pack on your trip. Moving into the back here, customer already had a Kmart rear bar fitted. And then we've obviously got our rear fit out, the Project Overlander rear fit out. Biggest thing to know about this one is completely aluminium basically. Keeps it super lightweight and really strong. We'll run through the specs of this car afterwards with its final weight, but I think you'll be surprised at how lightweight it is, especially for a no compromise build. This is an 85 litre upright fridge that we're running for the fridge solution. Obviously sandy top coloured doors, powder coat finished. He's got a little travel buddy housing at the top there. We've got our 2 large storage drawers here at the back. So there's heaps of volume in these just alone. They're on proper runners, so you get full extension out of those. So it's easy to get your gear out of the back of the car as well without having to get in and out of the car all the time. Obviously you've got storage in the wings as well to fill up additionally with a few storage boxes and open shelves at the front. Keeping here at the back, we've got a double GPO outlet and a few 12-volt outlets as well. We'll run you through the dual battery system when we get really towards the driver's front, which is where it's housed. But it's running off, like the majority of our dual battery systems, the Red Vision Manager. We've paired that with the Rogue for the remote switching capability, so he can switch his compressor off, his water pump, travel buddies, hot water system, his interior lighting as well. So if he's up in the bed, he can pull out his phone, use the Bluetooth app, the Red Vision app, or off the screen. He can adjust that as well, any of the stuff he's got on it. And the screen's also on a RAM mount, so if you are inside, you can turn the screen towards yourself if the car's closed up and access all your 12-volt stuff that you need to. Obviously Bushman's 85 litre fridge here, so there's plenty of fridge room and a little bit of freezer space as well. We just find that this is a really good use of the space in the vehicle. Obviously giving you that full workbench that runs through. There's plenty of room there for storing your gear or doing a bit of work as you're travelling. A bit of a cavity here just for where your recovery stuff might be, or any sort of wet gear as well. It's just nice to not have to chuck it into a drawer all the time. And obviously all our drawers on the inside all have lift-off panels, so if you're inside you can access the drawers and obviously access some of the stuff that we've got mounted in the wings. That leads me to the second device we've got here. It's the diesel heater controller. So he is running a diesel heater unit in this build. We've got that fitted basically in the side cavity here where your recovery normally is, and we've got that heater outlet plunged through the cavity of the wall and then coming out there crossing over one of our storage boxes. So that'll obviously work really well, dispersing the heat down here and then obviously working its way up as the heat rises through to the rooftop. If you're someone who's camping in those colder conditions, it's a really great little addition and works really neat on this build. Okay, so over here we've got the bathroom sort of ensuite side. So we've got the hot water shower outlet here, which runs from the other side of the hot water system up the shelves through to here. We've also got a bit of a storage nook here for some toiletry goods as well. LED strip light, dual colour and dimmable like the rest of them on the car. And then on this one we're running the Bushwhacker ensuite for the ensuite tent, so that works really nice. Okay, so we've just crossed over now to the driver's side rear, or on our headboard. In this box here, which is next to our porta potty or chemical toilet storage, is basically a dual battery box. In here we've got fitted a single 200 amp hour Invicta lithium battery. We're using that to power obviously this system. We're also running one of the Red Up new RS3 inverters. It's a 2000 watt, so we've got that all running through this system as well. Controlled with the Manager 30 for the charging solution, so obviously that does your solar, car alternator power and your 240 inlet, which is really running through the system through the inverter with that new RS3 capability. So once you plug in the 240 power, the inverter will basically recognize that, it'll shut off and then begin distributing the 240 shore power through to the remote GPOs and basically just acting as a breaker while also charging the system. We've also got the Red Arc Rogue, as we touched on earlier, where we've got all those remote switching capabilities plugged into. It also is connected to the LRA 90 litre stainless steel water tank installed underneath the body of the car with a gauge, so that will read on the Red Vision screen and obviously on your app as well, giving you a really good indication of how much water is left in your tank. Obviously we've got our fusing and stuff all labelled here, and a quick fire extinguisher for easy access from the driver's side. Running, this is just an XTM fridge freezer, but it is a 12 litre fridge freezer, so it just gives you that extra bit of storage for really the freezer stuff, just where the Bushman's fridge might need a bit more room, so you can keep all your meat and stuff in that fridge here at the front. Quickly also here we've got the Explorer's head unit fitted, so it basically works a bit like an Android tablet where you can run the Red Vision app as well as your Android Auto and CarPlay wirelessly, so that works really neat just to help with the navigation and stuff like that. And obviously we've got our GME headset with a bracket that we made in-house to suit that location. So just finishing up here with some of the switches in the front, obviously we've got the Safari RMAX controller for switching through your different driving modes, winch power isolation switch and the high beam and also the low beam that's included in those Ultra Vision lights. So with the Aluminium Fitout and all the accessories that we've fitted, this build basically weighs in at 3280, full of fuel, full of the 90 litre water tank, which is obviously really light for a build of this quality. If you're after something similar and you'd like to build a Troopy like this, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. We'd love to help you out with this build. This customer is actually interstate as well as living majority overseas in Hong Kong. So if you're after a build and you're living remotely and in Australia or even international, we'd be more than capable and happy to help you out with building a Troopy for you to tour the country. Cheers guys, thank you.